Good afternoon. This is Munira from Chicagoland. I am here with my company is Kismet Ventures Inc. and I am in Chicago, based and the CEO and founder of the company. And at this present time, what I'm doing is I am interviewing people that I find who are adding value to other people's lives. And today, my guest is Terri Wood. She's from Tennessee. Hi, Terri.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for taking the time to be interviewed by me. I know our industries are completely different because I am a coach, mentor, challenger, and influencer. Plus, I'm a real estate investor. And then you are tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay, thank you so much for having me today. I live outside of Nashville in a small town called Gallatin, and my husband and I have been married for 39 years. Wow. We have 3 grown daughters, and we have 12 grandchildren, 6 boys and 6 girls.
Awesome.
They range in ages from 14 to 10 months, and so we're very, very busy with them. We live on a lake, and so a lot of the kids are over all the time doing that. My husband owns a traditional business in insurance, and I help him with that. And I am a former 6th grade teacher. And while I was in college and before I taught school and since I've taught school, I've been involved in network marketing. I'm actually with my 5th company now.
So wow. So much to learn from you. Wow. Yeah. Because, when we are coaches, we're still learning how to market and, bring exposure to ourselves. But you're the, it's not the company, it's you because you're doing so well. And tell me why you're on your 5th company.
Well, every company I have good things to say about every company. I learned from every company, and the products were always good. I enjoyed using the products, and we all go through different seasons in our life, different times in our lives. For a while I was home with my children and they were babies, and then I was teaching school and also taught sewing classes, and you just go through different seasons in your life. And so my time with those companies would just end. I'd find something different that was exciting for me. I've read before that most people will stay, they'll change jobs like every 7 years or, something like that, careers or whatever. And so this is just kind of that same sort of thing. I'd find other things. And the last one that I joined, I was very excited about the products, and they have changed my life and my husband's life. So I just thought, well, I might as well sell it. If I'm going to be talking about it all the time and shared it with people, I might as well make money from it. So I joined this company.
Awesome. Which company is that you're now with?
I'm with a company called Modere, and they've been around for 30 years plus, I think, and it's a clean living company. And last year, my husband has had some issues with high blood pressure, and last year his cholesterol went off the charts, and I thought, okay, that's enough. We're done with this. We're going to figure this out. His doctor had been trying to get him on a Mediterranean diet for several years, and he would bring the paperwork home. But unless I made the change, he wasn't going to do it, right? So when he went to the doctor last year and I saw that, the cholesterol was out, blood pressure, he was taking medication. And when I saw the cholesterol, I thought, that's it. We're doing something. So I had tried to get him to do shakes and different things like that before. He just wouldn't do it. He just would not do it. He said, this tastes like crap. Like I said, we've been married 39 years. So, I know him very well. As a matter of fact, when I call the doctor and they want to know a social security number, I have to stop and think for a minute. Okay, now which one's mine and which one's his? So anyway, I thought, okay, I've got to find something. So a friend of mine who was in my last company, I knew had gone to another company, and she was losing weight like crazy. And we were actually in Europe on a trip, and your time's all messed up, right? You're awake when you should be sleeping. We're busy during the day. We were gone for 3 weeks to Ireland, and so I would get up in the morning and go to bed at a normal time, but still I'd wake up in the middle of the night. So I was just Googling stuff. Before I left, I had taken screenshot after screenshot of different products that I had decided that when we got home, he was going to try one of these products. I mean, I'm pretty I'm little compared to him, but he was going to try one of these products.
Okay.
So since it was the middle of the night, I just sent my friend this message, and I said, what in the heck are you doing? You look amazing. So she told me about these products. I actually ordered the products. So when we got home from Ireland, they were sitting on our front door waiting for us. He tried the products. He said, I like these products. I will do this. I'm like, thank God, I finally found something. So he starts using the products. He drops 20 pounds just right away. And I thought, okay, if I can get him to do this, I can get other people to do this. And so that's just how we got started.
Awesome. So that's a one, it's usually like that, right? Accidents happen in the kitchen and then it becomes a good recipe and then
Right.
things happen. So yeah, I know a similar story because the essential oils are something that I do as well. And I just kind of joined because it helps my husband too, because he's diabetic and everything else. So, I talk about it and then people say, can you order it? So I'm not doing it the way I'm supposed to do it, but I'm just, I'll take my time because I'm concentrating on my coaching. And so who knows, right? But that's how things start because it's an accident. And and I know I know what you went through because my husband, if you give him, he's very picky as an eater. And if there is a slight change to the recipe, then you're out. It's out.
Yeah.
He will not touch it. He will not tell me that it's not nice or he doesn't like it. He'll just, "No, I'm done. I don't think." And I know how he is. So it's the value that you add in people's lives, and you are a nurturer. It looks like because you are taking care of him, just like I do. And so. That's an awesome way to start a business because you can then speak about your success, right?
Right.
So what products did you start?
We have a product that's called M3. It's a weight loss system, and it's based on the Mediterranean diet. And there are 3 pills we take a day that boost our metabolism, but it's not one of those things that people, get shaky or jittery or anything like that. It's not. These are clean living products. And you take those and you have a shake mid-morning or mid-afternoon, not as a meal replacement. We are supposed to eat. So we do. But it's just to keep your metabolism going. And then there's a great one that we have at night. This was his problem. He would go all day without eating. And I would tell him, Pat, you're not going to lose weight if you don't eat. You're starving yourself. You have to eat. But he would go all day and do that. And then at night, what does he want to do? He wants to snack. He wants to have dinner, and then he wants to snack. He's addicted to ice cream. And everybody that knows him knows he's addicted to ice cream. But the shake that we have at night is chocolate. He mixes it with almond milk, and he puts a banana in it and ice. So it's like a milkshake. So he thinks he's having that ice cream still. And it made a huge difference. And that is a huge key to this, this whole deal for us. And so he's a cheerleader now. Where in the past, other companies I was with would have shakes and he'd say, I'm not drinking that. That's nasty. I'm not drinking it. But these, he will tell people. He's like a testimonial for my products. I, on the other hand, we have a liquid collagen, and I had issues. I couldn't run. I had so many problems with my left knee, and I just couldn't exercise. And the collagen has taken away all my joint issues. I'm able to run. I'm able to walk. It is just, it's just a wonderful product. I mean, I can't say enough good things about this liquid collagen. It is absolutely a life changer for anybody that has joint issues. Even my dog, there's one for pets. We give it to our lab, and she has no issues. So those are my 2 favorite products.
And they have a lot of products, right? Modere has quite a bit of products.
90 products. Mm-hmm.
Well, so let me ask you this. When we look at these products, and you are a living testimonial about joint pains, I mean, I'm not going to ask you your age on the interview.
I'll be 60 in November.
But you look good. So
Thank you.
So the question that I have in my mind is that why is it then, the doctors don't use this? I mean, if this is such a wonderful product, and I've not heard it from you, I've heard it from other people that I know who sell Modere, and they're so adamant about it, and they swear by it, because they know that this is a product that works. And like you said, I know I have a friend up in the north side of Chicagoland where she is using it, and she's just so beautiful, and she's glowing all the time. And she says she uses the pet product as well. So my question is then, why is it not something that the physicians in this industry prescribe to patients who have this problem? I mean, why is drugs always the ones that are given out? And this isn't a drug, I'm supposing.
No. Do you want me to be honest?
Yes, let's talk about it.
Because big pharma is a big money business. And, you know, a few years ago, I switched to a nurse practitioner who tries to do more with herbs. And our body was created to heal itself.
Okay.
When you cut your hand, if you just have a minor cut, just stop and think what happens. You're going to have a little bit of a scab. The scab's going to fall off, and your hand's going to be completely healed. Our bodies are made to heal themselves. And I just feel like we just run to the doctor all the time. We just want to see what's out there instead of looking for natural things that will heal our bodies. And like I said, you know, we had to go to the dermatologist today. Just, you know, we do that. Yearly to see, you know, that we're in good health and everything. And so I was just reading a magazine there. And it is amazing to me when you open up a magazine, the ad for a prescription drug, there will be 2 and 3 pages behind it that are given the possible side effects, the risks. So basically, I feel like we're killing ourselves with these drugs for just a little bit of a benefit. And I think there's so many things that God has given us that we can use to heal our bodies, but it's not making money. If they're telling you to go pick an herb out of your backyard to heal yourself, they're not making any money off of that. So that's why I believe, you know, we aren't talking about these things. They're not making money.
No, and this has to be addressed, right? Because I have a physician cousin who is a physician, and she's a rheumatologist. And I addressed this with her when I went to visit her in February. I said, you know, tell me why, because I'm not using the product, but I've seen, people who are using this product have created this. I mean, I am aware of Modere because my friend that I shared a room with at a conference, you know, she was taking the trim, and, you know, I was, okay, what is this? It looks like baby food. She was squeezing it out, and she had those travel packs, and I'm like, is that baby food? And then she explained this, and then she showed me, and she exposed me to the Modere line, and I said, you know, okay. So then I met this other girl and at a meeting here, and she told me about this product and the collagen, and she says, you know, this is going to work wonders. And I think part of the reason is that most people, I think, is the cost. I'm not sure, but sometimes when you hear the cost, that it's going to cost you $250 or something like that for a month, you kind of take a step back and say, oh, do I really need that? Or can I don't know if that's for something that you experience or not.
Well, there are 2 things I want to tell you about. First of all, I've only been doing this for a year. Remember last year I told you my husband, so it was in June. And since that time, I've gone to trainings in 2 different places for Modere. And both times I was there, actually back in January, we were in Utah where the factory is, and we got to go and talk to the people who the developers of these products. And when we were at these 2 places, there were both times there was a panel of medical doctors who are not employed by Modere, who talked about the collagen product and how they share it with their customers. Now, my last company that I was with, there was a medical doctor who was on staff that helped to develop the supplements, but he was paid by Modere, paid by that company to tell us about the products. So you have to my husband's very skeptical. He was always very skeptical of that. But when we go to these trainings and we hear doctors who are not paid by Modere that are promoting these products and talking about these products, then he says, well, they don't have a dog in this fight, but they're sharing this with their customers. So that was something that brought up a lot of, substantiated or made us think those products were great. Okay. So like I said, he's very skeptical. The second thing is Modere has a wonderful program for our customers where they can save money by sharing the products as a customer. So for instance, my husband is a customer, but he gets customers from me, so his products are free every month. So for people that say that it's expensive, tell your friends about it and get some friends that are buying. You're not selling anything. You're not making any money from it, but you can get your products free every single month. So if that's an issue, I can talk. I can show people how they can get their products for free.
Okay, so then they have, is this like an MLM?
It is, but this is what I'm talking about right now is just for customers. They don't have to join to sell anything. Just as a customer, they get a share number. And when they share that number, then they save a percentage off of their product. So they can get their products free every single month just by sharing with their code.
So how do you find your customers?
Well, of course, I posted on Facebook when he started losing, all that. We're not one of those companies that like to do spammy posts and post before and after, a lot of before and after pictures showing bellies. We don't do that. We just do lifestyle posts. I just talk about, I'm very open, as you can see. I like to talk a lot, and I'm constantly doing live videos and posts about our life, about my grandchildren. We travel a lot. Wherever we are, I'll do a post about where we are. I see something beautiful. We were in Canada 2 weeks ago. I see something beautiful or a beautiful place where we're staying. I'm going to talk about it. And so because this is a part of my life, it's just another thing I talk about. And so I'm not trying to be spammy. I'm not trying to sell. It's just a part of my life. And so I just share who I am and every part of my life. I'm an open book. Every part of my life is just out there for people to see. And when they hear me talking about, I'm able to run, hey, I just got off the track and, the treadmill, and I ran, and, it may even come across as a joke. People with whom I graduated from high school, they're all 60. And they're like, what the heck, girl? How are you running? Well, then I just tell them, I've got this product that's allowed me to have lubrication to my joints, and I'm able to do it. So I just share just a part of my life. I don't try to be spammy, but I care about other people. And if I know people are having issues, I want to share it. I mean, if you had an invention that was going to help somebody, whatever it was, you're going to share it with people if it's going to help people. And so this is just a part of my life. I share it with wherever I go, whoever, my husband talks about it all the time because he's lost this weight and his cholesterol's normal, and, his blood pressure's come down. And so those are exciting things to share with other people.
Okay, so I'm guessing that this collagen is your best product. Can you tell me the cost? Is it the same for everybody, or if you were to sell it to me?
It's the same. It's the same for everybody. Okay. It is. Well, shoot, I just went blank. See, I get mine free every month, so I don't know how much I pay for it because with my initial startup, okay, I think it's $90.
Okay.
It's $140. Okay. So with the initial startup, we order a kit, and we get to choose anything we want in our startup kit. It could be for your home, it could be personal products, it could be the collagen, it could be the weight loss, whatever it is. And so that's $140, and that's for everybody. That's everybody's cost. But because I have so many customers and I'm getting those points every month, I never have to pay for my products. I don't pay for my toothpaste. I don't pay for my deodorant. I don't pay for my cleaning products. All my products are free for me. So as I said, I have to look to see how much it is because, and I don't order for people. I don't have parties. I don't deliver products anywhere. I just give people my code. They go online and they place the order, and I get a check. Isn't that perfect?
I love the enthusiasm that you have, and the fact that you're so bubbly. You just are awesome.
Well, so, thank you.
No, because very few people have that bubbly personality, and you light up the room right now.
Well, thank you so much.
And there's, like your wall colors match my wall colors, and we have a framed picture. So that's a lot too.
Soul sisters.
So I am going to be 60, catching up to you in a few years. And I have aches and pains. So how do you take this product, and what am I looking for? So I'm going to tell you, my husband is arthritic. He's a HVAC guy. He's on the roof a lot. he works even in the winters, in the cold winters when things break down. So either it's very hot or it's very cold, and he has to be on the roof. And so he tells me, "Oh, look, my bones hurt." So, so that's one thing. And me, I have back problems. So, is this the same product that will lose the weight? Or, I mean, so many questions, right? So
yes. No, this is not this. The collagen product is just going to make you, to quote one of the doctors, younger from the inside out. And as you mentioned your back, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because before we went to Ireland last year, I told my husband, as soon as we get home, we're getting a new mattress. I said, I cannot take this anymore. My back hurts every single morning when I get up. Well, guess what? My back doesn't hurt anymore. So it was just that issue. And it's a product that we take first thing in the morning and at night before we go to bed. Keep it in the refrigerator. You mentioned something about your friend with travel packs. I can't be without it. In the last month, we've had 1 week that we were home all week long. We've had to do a lot of traveling with my husband's business. And so the travel packs are perfect for me because they don't have to be refrigerated. The regular bottles have to be kept in the refrigerator. And so I can take those travel packs and I can have it in the morning and I can have it in the night. I'm telling you, I will not be without this product no matter what. I have to have it. And so, like I said, you just take it in the morning and at night. There are 4 different formulations. There's some that are specific to sports injuries, one for sports injuries, one for, just if you want to be more youthful, just a regular one. I mean, there are 4 different formulations, just kind of depending, and then the pet one as well. I mean, my dog, Labs, have issues with joints, and our vet actually put her on a diet a couple of years ago for that reason. He said, as she gets older, she's going to have these issues with her joints, and we give her the pet collagen every day. So it's just a great product.
So this is a liquid, right? That we just
and for her, we just pour it on her dog food, and she just eats it, no issues.
So like, again, just so that I get clarified, this is not the product that's going to have you lose weight, because losing weight is it's a big thing. It's a big industry now, that where you see thousands of dollars, you switch on the TV in the middle of the night and this one lost 30 pounds and that one lost 50 pounds. And it's like, golly, if everybody lost that much weight, there would be skeletons, but I don't see any.
That's right. That's exactly right. You keep shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. Well, as I mentioned, the weight loss product is based on a Mediterranean diet, and the products are. And in addition to the weight loss, they request that you make 3 lifestyle changes. You have 5 choices. And so the 5 lifestyle choices are: walk 7,500 steps per day, drink 8 glasses of water per day, which my doctors always told me you need to drink half your body weight in ounces. So if you weighed 100 pounds, you need to drink 50 ounces of water a day. That's what we're mostly made of, so we need that water. So drink the water, give up sugary drinks. So, in the South, that's hard because our tea is sweet. But anyway, give up sugary drinks, Cokes, pop, that kind of stuff. And give up white, sugar, flour, rice. All these things are things that we know. What's the 5th one? It'll come to me in a minute. So what we did was we gave up the sugary drinks, drank the water, which I was already doing it, but Pat wasn't, drank the water, and the 7,500 steps. And so you think that that's a lot, but if you could just, walk on the treadmill a little bit. For Christmas this year, he gave me a Fitbit, which it's an amazing thing to see how many steps you really take, but you can do it with your phone. You don't have to have something special. There's an app on your phone. Just make sure you carry your phone every step you take. And so it'll add up very quickly. My phone will go off some days and I've got 10,000. That's when it goes off. It's at 10,000 steps. Well, sometimes I'll look and I've got 14,000 steps, just running up and down the stairs. And like I said, 12 grandkids, you're going to get some steps in if you're chasing grandkids. So, you just choose these lifestyle choices. And it's not that, we had to really change a lot of what we were eating, because we did, you need to give up those things anyway. White sugar, if I'm going to have sugar now, I just try to do brown sugar in the raw. That's a very easy change to make. And grilling instead of frying. Growing up in the South, we eat a lot of fried foods, but it's easier to grill that chicken It's easier to, instead of doing in that flour and getting in that grease and flying, grease is flying everywhere, just grill your chicken. I mean, it's very easy to do. Choose some salads you like. This is the greatest time of the year to lose weight, right? Because we've got all these fresh fruits and vegetables that are coming in. Hummus with just some peppers. That is such a good snack. I mean, people want to think, oh, you got to do this diet food. No, just you eat what we should be eating anyway. Fresh fruits and vegetables. So.
I love your enthusiasm.
I'm a pretty upbeat, kind of happy kind of person. And so if I get whatever I'm excited about, if it's sewing or smocking for one of my grandkids, I'm going to be all about that. If it's out in the yard gardening, this is a wonderful world. It's just as easy to be happy, choose happiness over being, I could get up this morning and say, I think I'm going to be tired today. Well, guess what? I'll be tired all day long. If you get up and say, hey, this is going to be a great day, I'm going to have a wonderful day. If something starts going bad, well, just think about something good. So.
No, I love the attitude, because that's the big thing, right? You can wake up hurting, but then you can have a positive attitude and change that. And
that's right.
So many people out there, I used to work in corporate America, and I used to have go into work, and you'd say good morning to somebody, and they would always ask, what's so good about it? It's like, okay, I don't want to talk to you. I'm also a happy person. I love the morning. I love the sunshine. I love the brightness of the day. I hate it when it's gloomy, but there are days when God just says, okay, no sun today. So we have to make do, but it's about the attitude, because you're alive, you're out of bed, you're moving, compared to
That's
other
right.
people who are not doing it. And then you
Right.
added components where, be positive and, be happy. And, the world is such a beautiful place. And not only that, because the products that you're taking are making you feel good. Now, there's so many people out there who are not in one whole shape. They're hurting. Something is happening to them. Either it's the matters of the heart, it's the matters of the brain, or it's the matters of the body. Something is happening to them. And so you are kind of a healer, where you can teach people to be positive, and then take the products that you're promoting so that they are very, very happy doing it. And so I will look into this. I will look into this. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to start taking them, but I will look into it, because I've heard good things about the collagen, and maybe this will help. I don't know, because it's time that we looked at alternative medicine to promote our health, because I don't know. So I grew up in Africa, and my mother and my grandmother, and they all had some kind of a remedy for something.
Right.
So if you had a headache, then you would take not a pill, but a garlic tea, or garlic or ginger tea, or you make your own. You have ginger. You are never to have no ginger at home. You're always to have ginger. So things like that. And I know, like you mentioned the little cut in your finger and the scab. But when you get cut, we are from Indian descent, so the ethnicity is Indian, but we always have turmeric at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's a healer. It's a healing herb or root, and the powder form, if you put that on your cut, you'll never scab and you'll never scar. And if you don't have that, you can put sugar on it, because sugar has enzymes that will clot the blood.
Oh, okay.
These are things, so these are things that, you don't know. But I used to work in a pharmacy. Speaking of drugs and big pharma, I worked in pharmacy. And, so things would happen and people would get cut. So we always had sugar, packets of sugar in the pharmacy. And I would always do that. And there was one doctor who decided to do a little bit of research, and he says, why do you always use sugar? I said, I don't know, my mom used it. It stops the bleeding, it beats the blood, And so he did some research in the labs, and he was like, it does have enzymes. And I said, duh, we knew that. And we didn't go to the lab, but we knew that. So things like that. So, herbal medicine has to take a comeback. because that's what we knew. And then what happened was this is my belief, that we used to use, I mean, the Red Indians in America and the tribal people in everywhere in Africa and India and everywhere else, wherever they used these, it was all plant-based food. And then they realized that these certain plants had medicinal value, and then somebody decided to capitalize on it. And so we lost that herbal touch, that touchy-feely, pasty things.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I tell my kids, just do that. Don't use drugs. And the kids of today, they will read books, and I have grandkids too. I have 7 grandkids, 8 on the way. So, so they're always constantly reading books, or they'll call the doctor and nurse, and I'm like, why? Mm-hmm. Just use the resource. I'm the resource, use the grandmas. But
that's right.
The thing is that they don't believe in that. So you just let them be. But, I have the essential oils have made my life a lot easier because it helps with a lot of things. And I also use some of the oils in cooking, making my own salad dressings and stuff. So, now that I'm getting more creative with that, so if I have guests over and I use that, then I give them the recipe. So they don't have the oil, so that way I make a sale.
Right. Well, I use oils too, and I love them. And if I'm flying on a long trip on a plane, I'll have it in a little bottle, diluted spray bottle, and I'll kind of spritz myself because there's all those germs and then on the plane, and you're just breathing all that in. It's like, I know.
Yeah, and some, I know that some people like the lavender oils, and so it's just different ways. But I know that this is all herbal and it's health and wellness, and you have to bring and incorporate things into your life and get rid of the drugs, because and I know what you were saying, like if you're reading the news, the magazine at a doctor's office, or you're reading or you're watching TV, any drug, because I'm in pharma, so I knew any drug that is being talked about, the side effects were diarrhea, constipation. So either you have one or the other.
Yeah, I know. Or you could have a drug, or you could, there's just
headache, high blood pressure, and ask your doctor before taking medications, and so why then create? And so I was doing my master's thesis, and I took the labels off of all of these medications, and I analyzed the side effects, and I realized that it's the same thing. It's just copy and paste.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
But so we need to come into a traditional way of being healthy. And then we talk about being healthy, but we don't follow through. But if we make health being fun and creative, then it makes a lot of sense, right? So
right, you have to take time and plan. It's just like, it's cheap to go to McDonald's and buy a burger. It's quick, it's cheap. But if you're going to cook healthy food, live foods, you have to think about it. You have to plan. You have to go to the grocery store and buy the chicken. You have to look and say, okay, does this look like it's, a chicken breast that's this big, which we know is full of hormones, right? And you have to kind of stop and think about it. But if you take a little bit of time to make these changes, they're easy to do. It takes a little bit of time, but it's easy. But, we just are constantly pushed to let's go out and let's just get a burger. No. It's cheaper to eat at home anyway. It's cheap to go to McDonald's and get something for the dollar menu, but you're going to pay for it in the long run, right?
You have to understand that this is because it's convenience, right? So they are looking at it as a perspective of convenience. But if you're at home and you are working, I make burgers at home because my husband will not buy those patties that are made. So yeah. I am very fortunate to live in an area where we get fresh meat right down the street, So if we have guests, especially excuse me, especially when I have when I have family members come over and my husband makes killer burgers, what they'll do is they'll come over and they'll say, oh, we're going to go to dinner. So we know the bread is right down the street. We'll go get some burger meat and we'll just make the burgers right there and then. So I mean, it's a matter, yes, you have to plan it, but sometimes if you don't plan it, then you have a convenience where you can go get the stuff and make it. And it's fresh because you are now, you see the meat being ground, and then you make your patties yourself, and then you infuse whatever herbs you want, and then you eat it. And just one burger is enough, because sometimes my husband and I are just so pathetic that we eat half a burger each. And it's just like it's not how you eat, it's what you eat, right? That's what makes you. But I'm so happy that you joined my interview and you came on and you talked about your products, because this is an awareness that we need to bring to people, and I'm sure that this video is going to help a lot. Thank you so much for your time. And I'm going to say bye. Bye.